Thank you for listening to me today. My name is Asimi Koko. The title of my recording today is Anticipatory Socialization. Anticipatory Socialization. Again, anticipatory socialization. It has been a while since I did my last recording, but I'm going to kind of make it short and sweet because I will be uploading intermittently going forward. My video today is anticipatory socialization because I am in a waiting mode after I almost got off the ground with all the moving parts in place. But for one reason or the other, I got overwhelmed and very many things came on board. But all has been resolved now, and as such, I'm going to try and drop few nuggets on your lap. The most important nuggets I'm dropping today is going to be one, instead of waiting to go and have the platform that I'm going to use for the volunteermatch.com, I have decided that I was going to go quickly and introduce volunteermatch.com. And one of the things that I will need to do there is to have in Nigeria an NGO through the Corporate Affairs Commission in Abuja that will give me the authority to be able to have a tax exempt, and everything I said I'm going to do will now be done properly. Today, when I say anticipatory, which means I'm asking for you guys to help me to start sending me email messages to azimikoko5@gmail.com. You can also call me on or call me up on 070-3362-7981. 070. I'm anticipating that you know that it's a Nigerian number, which is 234. 070-3362-7981. The topic of today is anticipation to generation, but the tagline today is how to get my book in your mailbox. And like I said, a lot of things have in the work, but none of them have really, none of them has a complete number. But the most important thing that I want you to start thinking about today is related to how, if Nigerian is going to work, we're going to have to look for a solution to one big problem that Nigeria have, which is Amajira mentality culture in the Islamic northern Nigeria. What that means is that a child leaves their home from rural to urban area and go get education to the mosque. They get it to the mosque and then return back home. The idea is that the father and the mothers have these children and put the onus on the society in form of what you call Allah. It's Allah. Okay? Which means, which has made it a little bit more than, instead of these children to go to the rural area, they are now coming to the south. And a lot of this family in the south have done one thing that I see very, very common. They now go in and take all these young people and put them as a housekeeper. What we're doing there is dangerous because I am looking at you as I am recording from Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, Bauchi, because most the book I wrote, which I said I will have in your lab, is Dream Beyond Border, turning vision into reality. It's a book that says that I personally ducked the system and went abroad. I was in a Lamajira society where the parents couldn't take care of me. So instead of me to go to a rural area, I had, according to the 2 last recording I just did, I had what you call a bottleneck called a hunch in my back that exacerbated what you call the attention deficit disorder that makes my memory to be lapse. But I was able to work hard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the system, anticipated I'm calling from Kano. And then what it did for me was I worked hard and I became very successful and I left for abroad instead of going to the big city, and now I'm back. What kills me is that my sisters, my grandkids, I am an old man now. If you read my book, you will see that he ended up saying that I'm now 67 years of age, which is not true. But the thing I'm trying to tell you now is that we need a solution to the Amajura society. That cancer is just as equal to the other cancer down in the south. When I say south, I'm talking about predominantly Eastern Bloc, which is more Christian. We're not talking about the Western South because they are hybrid. They are both Christians and Muslims in the Yoruba section of it. That's why they are power brokers. Okay, if I go back again to square one, I will say, okay, what I'm saying there is that down in the east, which where my parents happen to have come for my dad was from the eastern part, and my mom was from the western part. The northern part, which I am currently recording from Kano, happened to be Muslim. But down in my mom's area, we now have what you call Christianity, which is eating us alive. In the church, there is this what you call emotional giving, where people, generally speaking, will go into the pulpit and empty their wallet. And the father or the pastor will say that it's God's money. The Amajura society is the same cancer like what we have down with the emptying of the pocket and saying that it's God's money. We make money. God doesn't make money. That's why I'm calling you guys to 2 main nuggets today. One, I've given you my phone number. I've also given you my email address. That's all you need. There was a pause in my recording, but that's the second recording, and I'm going to continue to start blasting all so that I will start having this recording as part of the constitutional um, impact in my social in the NGO, which is non-governmental agency that I use in starting. The reason I went here is because a lot of people who have successfully in business, like for example, I was reading yesterday, a guy, he was in Seattle, Washington. He was in school. And for one reason or the other, all he did was, with his friends, they started thinking about how to do what you call email addresses. He started sending email to all the venture capitalists, the entrepreneurs all over the world. But for one reason or the other, he sent it to Mark Cuban. And Mark Cuban quickly replied him back because Mark Cuban needed a mailbox that he will use in promoting his business, which is part of the shack. So Mark Cuban replied him without even knowing him, putting almost 400,000 into the investment. There was a disagreement between both of them, and they later got him paid out because they wanted to have what you call a big address tied up where it will be in gigabytes and will be free. And my Cuban did not want to do that. Okay, but the point I'm making now is that is a success story of a boy 20 years ago or 30 years ago that out of nowhere has made money. The business is now worth $5 billion. So what I'm telling you now is there is difficulty in getting a business off the ground. I am well informed. I am a technologist. I am going to be driving this project through technology, through artificial intelligence, through quantum bits. But for me to be able to do that, if I go out there and start asking people to start telling me to put money into this project because I want to do an API for them, they'll be laughing at me because they won't believe that I am going to use. I may send 1,000 email out to people all across the world. I'm only going to get 1 or 2 from 1,000. Mark Cuban deleted 90% of his email that he was getting in solicitation. So what I'm saying is that it is not easy for me to come through the angle of non-for-profit to get started. I'm coming from this angle because I feel very strongly that if I have you volunteer for me 2 hours or 4 hours a day, the likelihood that you would be able to have that volunteer time, which can be turned into a pro bono if you want to get paid. If you don't want to get paid, there are benefits for you to make Nigeria work during our lifetime, which is the slogans of Peter Obi, which I intend to back very, very wholly, because I believe that the future of this Nigeria is in the hands of somebody like Peter Obi. The current administration, to me, is not. He's doing a very good job because a lot of entrepreneurs are now coming out to say he wants buy Nigeria, buy Nigeria, buy Nigeria. This buy Nigeria that all this Imosun, all this Degaton, all this big corporations are giving him credit for. Obasanjo did that a billion years ago when he gave people like Degaton cornered the cement factory for him, and that is how he became a billionaire today. I'm glad that there was another article that I was reading that was telling us that the person that owed the highest money in Africa, as a black man that owed the highest money, is Degaton. Because the more money you owe, the more they will say you are rich. Now, America is one of the countries that owes the whole money in the whole world, and he's thinking about it. I would say you have to have what you call 20% credit line to be able to back your own investment. That's why those people don't sleep. That's why they end up getting heart attack and dying very, very a bad death. So today, and I want to make it clear because I'm going to start to wrap this up by saying, one, I need you to volunteer 2 or 3 hours a week. Send me an email at azimikoko5@gmail.com. Azimikoko. And like I said, the nugget, the actual reason for today is that I'm going to have an NGO that will help to address 2 main cancer in Nigeria, which are the Anticipatory Society and the emotional giving in the South. Both of them are Allah and God related. All those Allah and God are deity. Women or the dames were the gods, but men got jealous of them, and today we now have what you call men God, men Allah, men Jesus Christ, men Muhammad, which are the access gateway. I am saying that we need to change that so that we can be able to bring all these youth, women, and people of African descent. Those are my theme for today's recording. So what is at stake is that girl, that little girl, my granddaughter, which I call Tinubu Coco, I'm going to be bringing her on as a recording. I have now decided that me as being Alhaji Azimi Coco or Alhaja Tinubu Coco are going to be, and we're going to start an NGO, and that NGO is going to be doing 1 or 2 things. One, I personally, traditionally missed the educational system. That's the reason why I got banged up so bad that for one reason or the other, people around me did not see that in me. They saw, not knowing, they didn't know I didn't know what I was doing because I was a good boy. My little granddaughter now, which is Tinubu Coco, that I just came back from the United States to come and meet, and find out that she's experiencing the same thing, running around, doing all this core work. I did find out when I came back to Nigeria, when I was visiting some of my elderly friends' parents, that each of these houses had a housemaid, and most of them were girls. Before you know it, all of them are no longer there. They're all gone because they changed their hand that much. The complaint people are having about them is that they come in, they are giving them food, they are giving them housing, they are Amajura is boys, and Amajura is girl. This 2 issue is what we're going to take up. We're going to provide what we call a home. We're going to try to bridge a continuing education for them, which is what I've already started doing. I am bringing that up because I have already started doing the educational bridge, bridging a digital divide, which means I am taking this little girl that is attached to my family that we happen to have come across, and if we are not careful, if we are not looking out for her as a little kid, what we're going to do is to have more bandits, more terrorists, more ritual killing, more corruption, more kitchen cabinet. More of Nigeria will never see the light of day because we are killing ourselves, hoping that maybe the problem is going to be able to solve itself, which is not going to solve itself. The problem is not us. The problem is from outside. This is going to be my third recording, and I'm going to try to wrap this up today. But what I'm asking for, help me to start putting your kobos, it's naira and kobo, dollars and cents, pounds and shilling, nairas and kobo. I want you to start putting your kobo together and help me to start this non-for-profit. The reason why I am at a wait stage is because there were very many things. I'm one of those people which call a perfectionist. I don't just do small little things. I have all these things running around my head, and as I run around my head, I'm capturing everything and I'm working on everything. And on the long run, I don't know. I don't want to say this. It's possible that everything that I was asking for when I came from the United States into Nigeria, none of them was being serviced. None of them was being, there was no tick sign on them, so they were not taking their signs. So the direction I went has made me now to become somebody who is going to be able to help Nigeria out. The angle in which I'm going to start it is that I'm going to start what you call a book club that would go through the mosque, the churches, because I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I was baptized to them, and I'm a Catholic, and I was baptized to them. So I'm going to try and sell the book through a book club, and we're going to form a book club. If it's in your head that you want to become a writer, I could make a writer out of you. You see what I'm saying now? If you have what you call a technological pain point, I can be able to solve your problem. I don't want to go too far today. I'm going to wrap this up, and I want to thank you for coming in, and I hope you have a great Sunday. I did not go to church today for one reason or the other. That's the reason why I quickly wrote my script, but things are going really well, and we are going to try as much as we can to make Nigeria work during our lifetime. And the only person who has that qualification right now, based on the fact that after the election in which he won, according to him, not me, because I didn't think he won. I didn't even think Atiku was going to be second. I thought Atiku was going to be third, while he was going to be second. Or he was, but for one reason or another, they are saying he won, and I don't believe he won. If he won, he would have been in the office there, because they said a lot of what you call the judiciary said he didn't win and all stuff like that. No, that's all on them, not on me. But I believe that having this little girl to start being homeschooled by me, which I'm currently doing, I'm bridging her life, making life where she will be functional member of the society, and she will be able to have a future that can help, instead of bringing Nigeria into a chaos. A lot of writing has gone into this. A lot of senators have said, this Nigeria thing where you are having all these kids, it's not going to work, because That's the reason why that I want to call terrorism bandit. I don't believe that that's what it is. What it is that going forward, the Southerners, which is predominantly in the East, which are the people who are really having what you call the Christianity, which I think Kano is aligning with Israel, and Benin is aligning with, supposed to be aligning with the East, or aligning to the West, or aligning to the North. But then, to wrap everything up, I am coming up with a volunteermatch.com, which is going to be my platform. And all these things I'm talking about now takes a lot of money. And I have wanted to do this thing organically by just asking for cash money to get all the nuggets in place. But I have slowed it down, and I have started doing the work itself, and I've taken Tinubu Coco, Elijah Tinubu Coco up, and I started giving her what you call a homeschooling. And I'm spending time with her, while during the daytime, she goes with the family business. So any chance I can get, I'm schooling her, and I'm giving her writing, showing her ABC. What is your name? Write it out. What's your father's name? What is your uncle's name? What is my name? And all stuff like that. And she is the same way I am. I think she may have what you call a bottleneck that makes her to go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She's that hard working, and we cannot allow the crisis to go to waste. That's my submission. Yes, we can. Sí se pueda. Sí se pueda. Thank you all for listening, and I'm looking forward to you sending me an email at Azimi, AZIMIKOKO 5@gmail.com. You can send me a text message at 324 070 33 62 7981. 234 is the Nigerian code in case you are abroad, because I'm talking to the diaspora right now. I'm very big on the diasporans, and I want you guys to know that where you are currently at, whether you are jackpotting, you are now getting what you call a job over there in the white man's land. Everything you are doing right now, you are way behind. This thing that you are doing now was done 400 years ago, when the Israelis were helping Israel out from abroad. That's why you are hearing about all those Fairchild. Then the Caucasians were helping from the Caucasus Mountain, and they were helping, America was helping the Europe out. That's why you are seeing the NATO problem, and as we speak right now. Then the Hispaniola through Spain were helping South America out, because that's where they are coming from. So we have all the 7 tribes of the world, but we did not get anything. We people of African descent, women did not get anything, and the youth in these 2 enclaves did not get anything. Bottom line is, yes we can, sí se pueda. Thank you.